All right, so continuing on here, solving inequalities, you're going to solve and graph them. Your big thing here, the only difference, with between your inequalities and equations, that if you multiply or divide both sides by a negative, you got to flip that inequality so that you get the right solution set. But other than that, a lot of stuff's the same. So you see parentheses. First thing we got to do here is do some distributive property. So I do distributive property. Next up, I got like terms. So I'm just going to put my x term first. Negative 22x is less than, 8 plus 12 is 20. So we got plus 20 right here. Is less than, I'm going to put my negative 12x first. 10 minus 15 is negative 5. Those are my other like terms. So now I have negative 22x plus 20 is less than negative 12x minus 5. We always want to get our variable on the left side. So like bringing the 22x over here to get a positive coefficient would be fine. I think it's going to be the same amount of work regardless. So I'm going to add 12x to both sides. So I get negative 10x plus 20 is less than negative 5. And subtract 20 then from both sides, so that I now have negative 10x is less than negative 25. And then I have to divide both sides by 10, by negative 10. So x is greater than 2.5, positive 2.5. Because again, we had a negative divided by a negative there. All right, so again, next up here, lots of distributive property to get started. First up, that's 6x, that's just hanging out there, plus 5 minus 30x is greater than or equal to 13, plus 2, I did negative 2 times negative 1 gives me positive 2, negative 2 times positive 13 is negative 26. So then my like terms on the left, 6x minus 30x is negative 24x. Plus 5, that's just coming along. I got a negative 26x, 13 plus 2 is 15. So now we're ready to really get into solving this. I have negative 24x on the left, negative 26x on the right. I'm going to add 26x to both sides. So 2x plus 5 is greater than 15. Subtract 5 from both sides. So 2x is greater than 10. X is greater than 5 for a final answer there. All right, next up, same kind of deal here. Just a lot of like terms on the left. So 7x minus 5x is going to be 2x. 18 minus 6 is positive 12. It is less than or equal to 18 plus 3 plus 3x. So we got to combine like terms on the right side. So I'm going to subtract, once we get down to here, I have a positive 2x on the left and a positive 2x on the, or a positive 3x on the right. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. I'll show you why I want to do that in a little bit here. So that's just going to be a positive 1x. I just got to subtract 21 now from both sides, and I get negative 9 is less than or equal to x. Rewrite this so that the variable is on the left. So it's going to be x is greater than or equal to negative 9. Notice here, inequalities point at negative 9. My inequality is still pointing at negative 9. So my solutions, everything to the right of -9, greater than or equal to -9. So again, like terms to get started, 4x minus 8x is -4x. 9 minus 11 is -2. Got to distribute that 7, so plus 7x plus 42. Again, we got some like terms here, 22 and 42 is 64. So now I have -4x minus 2 is greater than 7x plus 64. So again, like there's really no great way to get this done. Whether you want to add 4x to both sides or subtract 7x, you're still going to be flipping around that inequality here. So when I go to divide both sides by -11, I got to flip my inequality. So x is less than -6. All right, so again, distributive property gets started here. 8 plus 60 minus 110x is less than -54 plus 12x. We still have some like terms we got to combine here. All right, so I'm going to subtract 12x from both sides. Again, I just like to keep the variable on the left with these, especially the negative part doesn't bother me too much. So we got to subtract 68 from both sides. Divide both sides by -122. We're going to get x is greater than 1. So empty circle at 1, everything to the right of it. So yeah, first up, a little distributive property. 6x we want to distribute there, so 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times the -6 is -30. On the right side, we get 2 minus 26x plus 13. So we're going to get -24x plus 5 is greater than or equal to -26x plus 15. So I'm going to add 26x to both sides. Now we got it down ready to solve here. So we get 2x plus 5 is greater than or equal to 15. Subtract 5 from both sides. 2x is greater than or equal to 10. So x is greater than or equal to 5. And your graph, there's 0, there's 5, solid circle because it's greater than or equal to, and everything to the right of that. All right, so we're going to be doing a bunch of these problems. Something that's going to carry over in more chapters than just this. So just cable company A charges customers $60.75 a month for cable and internet, plus $150 initial connection fee. Cable B charges customers $36.25 a month for cable and internet, plus $250 connection fee. Okay, so you got to pay for the whole month. They're not going to prorate anything. So for the first part, we want to write and solve an inequality to determine when company A is less expensive than B. So, company A, you have that $150 connection fee plus $60.75 a month. Or like M equal months. Company B is $250 initially plus $36.25 a month. So we want to solve an inequality to determine when company A is less expensive than B. That's a pretty big inequality there, sorry. All right. So just by looking at these, you have these initial connection fees. All right. So like you're only paying $150 up front here, $250 here. So company A is going to be cheaper from the start. So just going into this, we should know that at the start, company A is going to be cheaper, but it's cost more per month than B. So eventually, it's going to catch up to B and pass it somewhere. And that's the point we're trying to figure out, where it catches up. So we got to solve this now. All right. So I'm going to get my M on this side. So I'm going to subtract 36.25 from both sides. So I get 24.5 M is less than 250. So I got the 150 over here. So I'm going to subtract 150 next from both sides. So I get 24.5 M is less than 100. So M is less than 100 divided by 24.5 comes out to about 4.08. So remember, we're paying for whole months here. Okay? So 0 to 4 months, because again, we're not including 5 here. This is what we figured out for when A is cheaper. Company A is cheaper. Okay, so that's what we figured out there with M is less than 4.08. So like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, company A is cheaper. The 5th month, you'd want to go to company B. So if you're going to live in an apartment for 8 months, which company would you pick? Well, from up here, we know we want to go with company B. Let's just figure it out. A would cost us $150 plus 60.75 times 8. Company B would cost us $250 plus 36.25 times 8. So company A for 8 months would be $636. Company B would be $250 plus 36.25 times 8. $540. So we're just reaffirming what we already said, that for 8 months, we'd want to go with company B. It's almost $100 cheaper. But we're going to do a lot of these, and we set up here 0 to 4 months. We're going to go with company A again. Cheaper from the start, company A, but then each month is a lot more expensive, like $24 more expensive. So eventually, it's going to catch up to each other. If you're in this for the long haul, like a couple of years, you definitely want to go with company B because that's going to be your monthly payment. And we saw that once you get the 5 months, company B starts to be cheaper than A.